Okaeri nasai minasan. Today we're gonna talk about Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 11 before watching Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger episode 11. Let us start off with the trailer. Let's go. King-Ohger! Okay. This is the thing I want to talk about. This is really important to talk about. Okay, so all of us already know what I'm talking about, which is the question that the narrator actually gave us, which is whether or not the Bugnarak is actually the enemy here. And I have been talking about this theory for multiple episodes already. I actually talk about how the Bugnarak used to be human, and maybe maybe they used to be maybe it is a similar thing that is happening in Attack on Titan, okay? Because one thing that I realized in the first episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger is how similar it looks like the attack in the first episode of Attack on Titan, where all the giant Bugnarak actually come in, like walking towards the sugar dam, something like that. And a lot of people actually make the connection of the similarity of that scene, how it looks so similar to Attack on Titan, something like that. So my biggest comparison right now is, what if it is more than that? What if it is more similar than we thought? What if the Bugnarak was cursed by the King-Ohger back in the day to become a Bugnarak itself? Because we actually learned from the spin-off series of the Secret of King Raklias, we actually saw that the scientist that is doing research on the Ohger Caliber Zero, when he actually touched a little bit of blood of Raklias on not blood, like sweat, only the sweat of Raklias, like, and then he actually, when she touched the Ohger Caliber sword, he actually became a became a Bugnarak herself. So this is really interesting, because if the Bugnarak was actually created by the Ohger, like the calibers by the king in the past, that would be really interesting. And what would that make the current king? Like, how are the story gonna progress? Are they gonna be a faction of the Bugnarak that is gonna support humanity? Are they gonna be a country in this world where there is a possibility where the Bugnarak and the human can live in harmony, something like that? Or maybe there is also a part of the Bugnarak and even human that is keen on going to war with one another. So we actually see this in a lot of media already. There are definitely gonna be some good people who just want to live in peace, but then there are also people who just want war with one another, something like that. So all of these things is potentially gonna happen in this. We are gonna explore this in the future episode of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger. So I'm really excited to actually watch this moving forward, because like the plot is getting a lot more interesting, okay? Especially with the exploration on the origin of the Bugnarak itself. But with that being said, let us take a look at the trailer scene by scene to break down what we can actually learn from the trailer itself. So the first thing we saw is this Bugnarak scene. Nothing much to talk about here, but and then we actually cut to a kind of like smoky figure. We all of us know that this is the narrator, this is the spider kimono. So why do they actually show the Bugnarak before they show this scene, and they actually fed transition to this scene? My idea is that, what if this guy was trapped together with the Bugnarak in the past 2000 years ago, something like that, and we actually hear him saying in the previous episode that, hey, it is time for me to stop sleeping, something like that. So maybe he was awoken as well, alongside with the rest of the Bugnarak, something like that, but I am not sure, okay? But moving forward, we get to see the mask dropping, and we actually get to see the mask is actually the similar henshin gimmick that we saw in the sword itself that he's gonna use, it is a similar spider claw thing. So we are not sure like why does he actually wears the mask. Is it for hibernation purposes, or maybe he was being punished and then he has to wear the mask or something like that? Like, why the mask? Okay, so all of these things we need to think about. Or maybe this is also something about the Bugnarak itself. Like, the Bugnarak could actually be wearing a suit as well, and maybe they're not like legitimately wearing a suit, but they are able to henshin from human to Bugnarak, and that is why we actually theorize that one of the aid of Rakles is actually the prime minister of the Bugnarak itself. And don't you actually think that it is really really weird that the Bugnarak actually have a prime minister and also have an emperor itself? It almost seems like, I mean, I think it's quite similar. The governing system is very very similar to to my own country Malaysia, because in my country Malaysia there is a king, there's a Agong, we call them the Agong, which is our king. And then but we also have a prime minister. We have a yeah, we have a prime minister. What am I trying to say? So maybe it is something similar as well. We are not sure, like the same governing system. So maybe the Bugnarak is more civilized than we thought. But who am I to say? Okay, but moving forward, the next scene, this, oh, I love the mask, man. Like, let me just take a longer look at the mask, because this would be a really really interesting cosplay prop. Yeah, for those who are looking forward to do some cosplay or Ohsama Sentai, like this mask looks really really well done. Okay, so I believe it is created mostly using plastic. I don't think there's any metal on it. Like, most of the props in even in film set are plastic. Eva form, I think there is the one that they use most of the time. But then again, this could actually be molded plastic, like more hard plastic, so that it is able to withstand the fall, something like that. But then again, let me move on. And then we get to see this really really cringe and really really like funny scene of the Gira funeral, something like that. And we actually get to see all the kings are actually here attending the funeral, but we don't actually, okay, we actually see Kogane in the scene as well. Kogane is here. Okay, you can't see my finger, but okay, she is somewhere in the scene, at the left side of the on the on this side of the crowd. Okay, just look for her yourself. You're able to find her. But whether or not this is actually gonna happen is another big question. I think this is definitely gonna happen, because what am I trying to say? Like, I'm contradicting myself. This is definitely gonna happen, and the reason why is because we actually get to see Spider Komonos, the narrator, sweep into the funeral and get the body of Gira, something like that. Okay, so how they actually entertain the idea, like how are they gonna show that Gira is still alive, something like that. So, and we actually get to see in the next episode, like there's a idea bouncing around, like maybe he needs to be a zombie, he got resurrected, or maybe he become a robot, something like that. So all of these are really really funny ideas. But lastly, we actually get to see this meme of a face of Gira, of him becoming kind of like a god descent, something like that. So that is definitely not the way that they're gonna go, because none of this is gonna happen, because like I said, Spider Komonos is gonna crush the party and destroy everyone's fun. And this is the entrance of the Spider Komonos. Hey, okay, we get to see that annoying fat ass guy. That guy, I freaking hate that guy. Okay, so like I think everyone agrees, like he's the most hated character in the show. But let me move on. We actually get to see Spider Komonos making a return, and we actually get to, I think this is a flashback, because this color scheme is very very different from the rest of the show. So this could actually be a flashback on how he first received the mask of that, the spider mask, something like that. But then again, I could be wrong. Okay, so this is the scene I'm talking about. He actually took the body, the coffin of Gira, and ran up the building. So how is he able to do this? We are not sure. Maybe he has the power of the spider. Maybe all the Shugos that we actually see so far used to be human as well. Okay, what if that is a possibility? I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just like throwing out a lot of random ideas. But then again, we actually get to see him doing some Spider-Man stuff flying around, and then oh shit, this is something that I did not notice, but he actually has the soul of the three greater guardian deity. We get to see Sasorin, Bata, and also Kabutan soul on his head. Maybe that is how he is able to turn them into the key that he's gonna use for his henshin itself, and that is really scary, because now that the legend King-Ohger has been introduced to us, it has been shown to us that legend King-Ohger is so OP. Maybe they are trying to debuff the King-Ohger by taking away the three greater guardian deity itself. Okay, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I think that the keys that this spider guy is actually gonna use actually came from the soul of the three guardian deity itself. So I'm not so sure. Okay, I'm really not so sure what is happening and what is going on, but it is really interesting to see that we actually end the trailer with him revealing his face to all of us to see. And I am not mad that we actually get to see his face, because I mean, like, there's nothing really much to hide. A lot of people already know who is he, who is this actor. There's been a thought all over the internet already, so not a big surprise that we actually get to see him, his face in the trailer itself. But I think that is the final scene. No, okay, that is not the final scene. And we actually cut back to Gira and Yama doing some stupid robot shit. And oh, by the way, Himeno changed her hair color to black and red. In case you are wondering why does she look so different, I don't know. Okay, like why does she change her hair every single week? I do not know, but maybe it is to kind of like to show us that we are actually approaching a new arc into the series. Like in every single arc, she's gonna have a different hairstyle and different hair color, something like that. But let me move on to the next thing. Yeah, we actually get to see the hair color more closely in this scene, but yeah, I think this is like the Three Stooges here, like and the rest, Dibowski and Rita is having their own role in the series itself again. But these Three Stooges is definitely the the main character in the show itself. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but the Three Stooges are just the Three Stooges. Okay, we get to see some more Spider-Man shit spinning around, and then yeah, we get to see. Okay, this is really interesting. We never saw this Bugnarak before. It looks really good, by the way. Like the suit of that Bugnarak, I think it is a bee, a wasp or something like that. It looks so good. It looks really good. I don't think that is the spider Ohsama, something like that, but it looks really good. Okay, okay. Oh, it is using a rapier as, I mean, like, it makes sense because a bee have a sting and the sting can be used as a rapier. And then we get to see jumping down from the cocoon of one of the Bugnarak soldiers, something like that. So interesting. So that is the end of the trailer. I am quite hyped. Okay, I'm honestly quite hyped for this episode 11 of Ohsama Sentai King-Ohger, because it is gonna be a really fun time to explore the history of King-Ohger. But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.